Delaware in the building. Y'all ain't ready for the Delaware takeover. Y'all not ready for this unique style and creativity that everybody in the world wants to see. Nas and Jay is bringing it, and everything they bring got that Delaware swag.
Nas and Jay. Hey everybody.
I did that on purpose. Hey everybody.
You're a terrible person.
Right. Just watching you imitate Hanif.
Nas and Jay.
It's impossible to do his voice unless you have it.
What is the opening? I was listening to the other day. This unique.
Yeah, it's the best. Like, it's timeless.
That everybody in the world.
Mm-hmm. It's timeless. He should be all over the radio, in my opinion. But anyway.
Welcome to your evening sip of what's happening.
What?
Of local news.
You struggling?
What's happening? And
real world mess.
And child, when I say that there is some real world mess
from the
depths of the Americas.
I mean, across the world, but yeah.
Okay. Temperature check.
Who's going first?
I think you went first last time.
Okay.
But who's counting?
So, Naj, as we do our temperature check, I'd like to know, how are you right now? How you feeling?
Well, Jay.
Yeah, tell me.
These are the moments I wish we could zoom in.
Well, we can do that.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. No, listen, I'll get the second camera set up next week.
I'm trying to be like really dramatic. I am, when I tell you I am exhausted.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure y'all can see it in my face.
No, you
like the bags under my eyes are heavier than the 2 pound, two bag limit at, United Airlines. Like, I'm struggling. I'm exhausted.
Okay.
My job is working me.
I do. You're working a job too.
I'm lit. Okay, I know that's right. Yep. But I'm tired as hell. Okay, I've been running on coffee. That's it really, because it's been back-to-back meetings, back-to-back conversations, lots of very memorable conversations and very important conversations. But I'm tired. So I'm excited for spring break next week because we're going on Kidcation. And for those who don't know, I started a tradition where we take my kids on one dedicated vacation every year for them, where they get to pick what we do within reason. And we go swimming and we do the arcades and the movies and Brenner, which is breakfast for dinner, all the good stuff. So I'm excited to spend time with them. So
cool. Sounds good.
How are you, Jay?
Pretty good. I have been...
Hey, Christina.
I've been doing my very best to take unnecessary things off of my plate, because I really have some things that I want to focus on for the remainder of the year, quite frankly. And I'm almost there because I've made some obligations to people that I have to kind of fulfill. And I'm slowly getting all of the ridiculous running around off of my plate so that I can kind of settle in on the things that I want to concentrate on for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm almost there. So as these weights slowly shift off of my back, I'm feeling better and better. I've actually been sleeping pretty well. So I'm pretty good right now. I am sleepy today just because I did a lot of stuff that fried my brain, quite frankly. And I should say this, actually. I mean, I think especially because Jahidi's already been posting so damn much.
Jahidi gonna get the word out.
He is, and I love that about him, and I love a lot about him. But I'm helping him. I'm in the process of creating the musical video for his first release off of this new... The music video? Did I say that wrong?
You said musical video.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, it's musical, but...
I'm doing a music video for Jahidi. It's for his first single called Water. And
Water.
It's called...
What did you just say? What did you just say?
My brain is already fried, and when you're doing this down
it's called
my neck,
Water by Jahidi.
We worked on it for about 3 hours this morning, and we're getting close to completion. But this specific project has required me to do a lot of editing, more so than I'm used to, in terms of really chopping.
That you like?
That I like and that I'm used to, both. And I don't like it, but I like what we're doing. I'm having fun with my buddy. And it, at the end of the day, still feels like two kids in the playground is having fun. So brain fried, but having a good time frying my brain. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I just want to say that Jay has elevated all of his talents with this camera stuff to now doing music videos.
Might be the last, but we're going to get this one done.
Oh, God. Okay. Flowers. Who do we have? If you don't get your lazy, no good, half-ass. We have flowers. See, this is why you can. It's hard to find good people. I'm telling you,
it's hard to find anybody else in the room who can even turn on the camera.
All I'm asking you to do is press a button.
Right.
So flowers. This past weekend was the 4th annual powwow of arts and culture at the Delaware.
We've been there for every one.
No, we haven't.
Which one did we miss?
The last year.
I was there.
Was that? No, I wasn't there. Yeah.
Okay.
I was sick.
Oh, that's why. But
yeah, I was sick.
Well, I have been to all 4.
I've been to 3. I just want to give flowers to my manager and good friend, Israel Bayeto, for an amazing event. Like, I don't know. So we have a program at work where we're able to do layouts of the room.
Okay.
And include tables and chairs and things like that, like an actual diagram or layout.
Okay.
Iz doesn't use that.
Okay.
He draws his.
Okay.
And it's incredible. Like, it looks like an architectural thing. Like, it's
like a rendering.
Yes, it's crazy. And I said, I didn't know he did that. And I remember walking into the office last week, and he had it all drawn out, and I was like, "Did you draw this?"
That's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I have the least ability of anything I do at all ever. Like,
Listen,
if it comes to drawing, forget about it.
Ain't no way I was gonna be drawing the layout. Yeah. Okay, I would have been on Canva.
Yeah, but it was a really good event.
But it was really a great time. Iz put so much passion into his events, and you can definitely tell. Like, it was like a family reunion. And so I just
like an indigenous family reunion.
Literally.
And it's really actually interesting to see. And we don't need to break it all the way down, but I've said before that, I mean, I have I have Nanacoke blood. Like, I'm part Nanacoke, however you want to say that.
And I'm hoping to be adopted soon.
Right. But I'm Black, and I'm much more connected to my Blackness per se than my indigenous blood, if you will, culturally in all those ways. So in a weird way, I'm part of it, but I still feel like I'm...
They're trying to draw you in slowly but surely.
They're pulling me in, but I still feel like I get to have like an objective perspective on it.
Yeah.
And it's cool because you see all of these literally different tribes and different cultures within indigenous culture come there. Because, and I don't think we put enough thought about how, like, Mexico is indigenous, you know, like most of those people are indigenous people. And it's really cool to kind of stand back from afar a little bit, and see all of those different pieces there. And it's a family reunion vibe, and it's also very educational.
Yeah, but it's also beautiful.
Yes, just the colors in of themselves.
Oh my God, the regalia, the feathers, the colors of the regalia, not costumes, the regalia. Like, it's just gorgeous. So flowers to you for another amazing event.
And from my end, flowers to the whole museum. Because it's like, you know.
Well.
I mean, I'm not like,
You know.
Flowers to everybody involved.
We do what we can do when we do it, you know. But no, seriously, it was a great time.
Yeah.
So, okay. You have flowers for anybody else? You good? Okay. All right, let's hop into this local news. Christina, if you're still in the chat, chime in, my dear, because I didn't get a chance to look this up, but we'll revisit it in 2 weeks because we're not having a show next week because we're on spring break. Well, go
ahead. Yeah.
So we're going to revisit this, but apparently there was some type of...
Brother Namdi.
Yes, Namdi was trying to fight against...
But we don't know. We didn't really read up on this yet.
Right, we haven't read up on it. But, well, I did talk to Christina.
Okay.
And she did confirm, like, this was a conversation that was had. He did change his vote, but initially he was voting against it originally.
So I saw her post. I haven't done any reading, and we'll bring it up in 2 weeks.
We'll bring it up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, revisiting the conversation that we had last week about the city council meeting outside of the council meeting so that they can, talk about stuff. And basically, I just wanted a statement. I wanted to understand what the thought process was behind that. And Coby Owens put out a press release explaining that. And he said that, let me be clear, this resolution is not about secrecy. It's about giving council the same ability that other legislative bodies, including the Delaware General Assembly, already have to meet informally, to brainstorm ideas, develop policy concepts, and build consensus. You can read the entire press release on wilmingtoncitycouncil.com to get a better understanding of his reasoning.
I am satisfied with his response. I meant everything I said last week.
Absolutely.
But he gave a good response, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for him giving a response that I find to be appropriate. Other people have disagreed, and I understand why they disagree with their response. I'm not mad at that. But I understand what he was saying, and I don't have any personal problems, and maybe I'm being naive, but I don't have any issue with the idea of 6 council members going out to lunch off of the clock, if you will, and having a discussion about what they want to figure out, as long as after they've kind of figured some basic ideas and bounced some ideas back and forth, if at that point it goes into the formal process and we do know the specifics of everything that they're trying to pass. Yeah. And I do understand the counter argument. Like, the counter argument is basically, well, if you can do it, there's no reason why you can't do all of that under the public eye. I get that, but maybe again I'm being naive and a little bit too lenient. But I don't have anything else to say. I really don't have an issue, and that's with either side of the aisle. If a bunch of Republicans want to go out and golf and talk about an idea that they have for the next 2 hours and then bring it to the table formally, I don't see the big deal with that. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm really happy with what Coby said. And I'll leave it there. Yeah.
I'm happy that he made a statement. I don't know if I'm happy with it going forward. I'm still undecided in that regard. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think because we see a lot, we hear a lot, and we know there are a lot of people with good intentions. Coby is definitely one of those people. But I'm always worried about the people who
will take advantage of it.
Exactly. And that is my fear, because although he is a good person and he cares about community and he is not a clout chasing, whatever, it doesn't mean that other people are not. And that is my fear. And I understand that the General Assembly does this already. Do I agree with that? Not necessarily.
I don't have a problem with it.
I think what I am happy about is the fact that City Council is so touchable. And so these things happening under the public eye, for me, feels safer. But at the same time, no politics feels safe right now.
Yeah, and maybe I'm not putting it under the right perspective, but like, for me, as someone who like creates music or has one of the first things that I'll do, sometimes it's just an idea and I keep it in my head because I work very much in solitude. But in the idea that like we have a group idea for a project or something, there's a place where you're kind of sketching and you're just throwing ideas back and forth. And if it's at that phase in the sort of legal process, I guess I don't have a problem with it. I don't have much else to say. Like, if it's at that point where you're just starting to bounce ideas and you want to get some stuff together, I'm okay with that. Again, I could be naive here, but I'm just being redundant at this point. Yeah.
So thank you, Coby, for making a statement.
Thank you, at least, for the clarity.
For the people. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And if we could get that for all the other things.
And I'll say this. A different politician could have handled that heat differently, because he did get heat. he did catch some heat about it. And he never went online, go on Facebook Live saying, well, if y'all want to understand, then da-da-da-da-da-da. He didn't make any personal post on his Facebook page saying, these people are always trying to tell me, you can't tell me. All I'm trying to do is help people.
Did it
he kept it from, even if you disagree, it was professional.
Because he knows
how these people act.
But not just that. There is a sense of decorum in how you respond.
So in the least, you got to give him his flowers per se for being professional about it.
So thank you, Coby. Thank you.
Oh man, I can imagine how someone else would. But anyway, go ahead.
Listen, I mean, we've seen a few different things, so yeah,
hysterical.
Also in local news, I ain't know about all this.
Also,
but
you never gave me the chance to do this.
This is real work.
I moved it already.
You get it together. You ghetto, no good.
I never got to show my local news.
You know what?
But going back, go ahead.
Oh my God. All right, so local news. 2 ex-Delaware firefighters chased a co-worker while carrying a noose and yelled racist comments at him. Jay Droney and Jordan Hastings both face hate crime charges after allegedly chasing a co-worker while holding a noose as Droney yelled racist comments.
It's a nuisance.
Delaware State Police were contacted by the Millville Volunteer Fire Company Administration at the Atlantic Avenue in Millville in February.
We're going to be talking a lot about Trump, so... Yeah.
Is this wait, I'm exhausted. I'm so exhausted. And I just want y'all to know, I've recently heard that somebody was like, there are no racists in Delaware. Delaware's not a racist state. People aren't racist around here. I was like, oh, is that what you think? All right.
Maybe we should then, since we're already here, just dig into Trump and then try to change
absolutely.
the pace. All right, cool.
First of all, don't be rushing me.
So there's that. And I have not panicked, and I'm not panicking now, and I have done my best to not allow for Trump and all of the stuff going on at the federal level become the centerpiece of my life. I've tried to be informed and aware without having it affect me. And I think I've done a pretty good job. But I have to say that the things that have occurred over the past week to 2 weeks have really started to bring me genuine concern. And fundamentally, what I see is we literally are, at this point, as far as I can see, in a real constitutional crisis because he was clearly given a directive by SCOTUS and has clearly said, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. He got the dictator from El Salvador to kind of co-sign it. It was clearly planned. It makes no sense what they both said in terms of we can't, how do we get him back? You're the president. You can walk right into the prison, take him out by the hand, put him on a plane and send him here. And so that in and of itself gives me deep concern because at this point, there is nothing anyone can do as far as I can tell, to draw him back in, because if something
you're talking about
Trump specifically, they're literally not following the rule of law. He's breaking the law, and he is a felon. And what is the recourse at this point? Because if he bring in the feds, he's in charge of the feds. They're not going to do anything. And then if it's a situation where it's just you find the federal government, so what? It doesn't matter. He just is doing exactly what he wants. And then on top of that, what he's already done is he's teased the idea of deporting citizens out of the country. And who's going to stop it? I'm not walking around scared someone's going to yoke me up and just drag me on a plane. But guys...
Well, they recently did that, so...
But guys, when does this stop? Because we've officially crossed the line, and I don't know how we get back. On top of the fact that he's clearly playing games with the economy and leveraging that for his billionaire friends. That's just blatant. And there was one more thing I'm forgetting right now.
Oh, Christina Kelly said U.S. Marshals defending the courts is their only job.
And I don't know where we go at this point. Because he's completely emboldened, because you got to think about he's already had all these charges, none of which is going to matter to anything for his life. And, all of the January 6th stuff happened. He pardoned them. He's doing exactly what he wants. And there's no reason for him to pull off the gas. There's zero reason. The only time he had pulled back was when the economy started to dip really quickly. And
he was like, hold on.
But even that, he's ready to go full steam ahead. I mean, we're still in a back and forth with China. The last people you want to mess with when it comes to economics, quite frankly. And I'm concerned. I don't know where we're going with this at this point, and I don't know how far it can go, because literally, I don't know what can be done. The judge can send all the orders and send it back to the Supreme Court, blah, 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 blah.
But if he don't listen.
So what if the ruling says this, and there's no repercussions, and it's the ultimate, it's the ultimate point of, if you have enough power, you're not playing by the same rules as everybody, and he's not.
I said to Jay earlier, from this point, we can never go back to the America before Trump, because he literally is defying all rule of law, which tells anyone moving forward
to just go ahead and push the button,
that we can do whatever we want. He is literally, he's been playing in our faces for over a decade at this point, because he was trying that back in the day. Now
he's got no reason to fight, because
there are no repercussions.
Zero.
If you go to grab that cookie and they say don't grab the cookie, and we still grab for it, nobody is smacking his hand. There's nothing happening to him. He's a felon. You can't even get a job out here if you're a felon.
If he applied for some normal jobs, he literally couldn't get hired.
He has said disgusting things about women. He's just said disgusting things about Black and brown people. He has bankrupted. He has been bankrupt or filed for bankruptcy over and over and over and over again. He has now broken the law in our faces, and nothing has happened to him. So anyone moving forward now knows, well, if I really want to do it, I can. If I really don't want to do it, I don't have to. Our Constitution is literally a piece of paper at this point. Because what did you say earlier? You said we were living by
a social contract.
Yes, but no, you called it the honor system. We were all following an honor system. That is what America does.
And we all understand that since slavery, that a lot of people, that the rules don't really get followed.
They don't really get followed, but
But the idea that the Supreme Court, they set up a system, not for us really, but they set up a system that's supposed to hold together. In worst case scenario, if this school gets too far, you have the balance of the SCOTUS to say, nah, smack that down. But nobody seemed to write in.
We're here now.
Nobody seemed to write in. What if when you smack it down, he's like, nah, you're not smacking me down. I got the guns.
We are here now.
What do we do?
And I said to Jay, can we just go arrest him? Are we allowed to just go get him?
Yeah.
What are the next steps? No idea. And so from here on out, we will and here's the even messed up part. He's reduced our Constitution to a piece of paper. It reminds me of when battered women get those PFAs and the men show up.
That's a great point.
And they're like, I don't give a F about this.
That's a great point.
And then they still come after them, and there's nothing that can be done because the police are at least 10 to 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
And this woman has to fend for herself because he don't care about a piece of paper.
Or you have a kid at a high school who's made threat after threat after threat about shooting up the school, but they don't find any guns. They do a psychological evaluation.
They put him in therapy.
Guess what eventually happens?
He shoots up the school.
And
so we say all this. All of this is happening in front of the entire world. And so this is what everyone is seeing. All of our enemies, all of the people who looked at us as unconquerable as the top tier.
They are kind of look at us to hold it together. Even despite our violence and sort of lazy tendencies and all the racism, you know what I'm saying? Other countries definitely have listen, if everything falls apart, we can kind of hopefully count on America to hold basic things together.
Child.
Out the door.
Listen.
And all the wrong people are and we've made enemies of the people who used to be our allies. I'm not walking around shook. But I don't, and I mean this, and I mean this even through George Floyd, all of that chaos. I don't think I've ever been more concerned about where we're going as a country.
So one thing real quick, Christina Kelly said, I need someone to explain how you bankrupt 6 casinos. And she says, I'm going to throw out Jay's favorite amendment real quick. 2A speaks to exactly what we're dealing with right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say this. Oh crap. I just lost it. Oh crap.
2A. You want to say this?
No, it'll come back.
And Christina, and here's the thing about that.
Oh, I got it now. So, as Black people, you mentioned the George Floyd thing.
That was scary.
But here's the thing: we're used to fighting for our rights. We're used to fighting to have accountability in the police departments and in law to make sure that we get what we deserve as far as rights within this country. That is what we're used to. I think now I'm shooketh because the white people can't get the white people to act right. Like, if all else fails, white people can control their people. But at this point, the white people ain't controlling their people. And so what happens? What do we do now? What do we do?
And to Christina's point about 2A, it's a romantic concept at this point, but let's be honest, what am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? Against the tank. What am I going to do with a drone? What am I going to do about an F-16, plane? What is the average person what is the most armed person who lives in some rural community really going to do if they decide they got to go bring in all the drones and all of you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
What are we going to really do unless you just completely obliterate everything?
Can we drink to this?
Sure.
I would like to drink to this because thinking about it.
Oh, we need segment switch. We're gonna have a quick shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To come up and do
I need a drink.
We're gonna have a tequila break. You know what I'm saying? So imagine right now the screen changes tequila break with Naj and Jay. You know what I'm saying?
Because at this point, as you're reading,
it's concerning, and that's the point. It's a really good point. It's we at least we understand y'all gonna be racist to us, and we've carried that load. But
we've been dealing with it.
We expect y'all to kind of hold each other accountable, and y'all done messed that up too.
Get your boy,
Chinaman.
Get your boy.
This is bad,
now wait a minute. Christina, stop it. She said, well, shit, white people threw me out a long time ago. So
that's why we love you, sis.
Oh.
Puro agave.
I needed that.
Yeah. So I don't know how you could argue that we're not in a constitutional crisis. And if you'll allow me, since we're already here.
Wait, real quick.
Yes.
I said to Jay earlier, we have a senile old man.
The man is 80 years old.
A senile, angry, grumpy old man running the country. And we don't even allow the senile, old, grumpy man within our community to run nothing.
My father-in-law is, I think, almost the exact same age as Trump, and he is with it. He can run. He's in physically good shape.
Was he a Marine?
He was a Marine. He's a real badass. And if he said to me right now, with all of his energy and intellect still intact and physicality, if he was like, hey, I'm going to run for president, everyone in his circle would be like, what are you talking about? I understand that not that you're too old, but you're too old to be out here doing all that. And I see how the politicians run all over the place. It's absurd. It's completely absurd.
I mean, I want to know what those bank accounts look like for you to be in the cabinet and be okay with all of this. How much money are you actually getting? And I would like to know, how happy are you really? Like, where are you psychologically for you to be completely okay with all of this? Because no, all right.
Well, some
This
people
is
really
a stretch.
believe in him.
This is a stretch.
Some people really believe in him.
This is a stretch.
Like, that's
but
their
hear
guy.
me out. Hear me out. Hear me
Yeah.
out. Follow me, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Boom. I'm in LA. I'm on a national television show.
Okay.
I'm being treated like a queen.
Okay.
Right? And I'm getting almost all the love that I could ever think I would get.
Sure.
What would I be willing to cop out on to stay there?
I don't know. It depends on the person. Everyone's so different.
But that's how I'm thinking. Like,
I mean, some
for me
people
to
will
get
do
into the
everything.
mindset of where
you
these
can't,
people,
because that's not how you are.
I know, but I'm just thinking,
because
like,
some people will bang everything and use every drug and go to every party to still be there, and you wouldn't do that. You know, I mean, it's just, that's not you. But you know people who would do that.
I watched a video of the gentleman that they will not return, who, you know, I pray to God, I pray so hard for his children and his wife that he is still alive.
Ain't no way. It's possible, but I doubt it, and I hate to be that way.
And I think that's why they won't return him. I think that's the biggest, like, because they don't want to admit that he's gone. But, and I don't know if those pictures that are going around are legit. That's why I didn't want to share them, because I don't know if they're legit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially with the AI crap. But I'm sick to my stomach because, what?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because seeing her talk about, like, one of their children is disabled, and her husband is gone, and I couldn't imagine. And then I hear about the 19-year-old who was taken off of his porch, and the comments were, he's not the one we're looking for, he's fine, and someone was like, grab him anyway, and he's gone.
This needs to be said, and I've been sort of biting my tongue about it, but it needs to be said, and I'm holding myself accountable too.
Christina.
I'm holding myself accountable too. There's a genocide clearly happening in Gaza. And over here in the United States, it's becoming slowly but surely apparent that we are just, it's the same situation as the Holocaust, where people are just being snatched up and taken somewhere.
And right, and we don't know if it's true because.
And so, wait.
Oh.
Wait. And here's the problem, and here's the point, and here's why I have to look internally, is we always fantasize and say, if I was in that person, if I was in Germany in 1942, I would have stood up. Whatever you're doing now is what you would have done in that situation.
So, you know what's crazy? I was driving downtown, and I passed a Mexican restaurant, and I saw some people standing outside. I don't know if they were Mexican. I don't know. I know they were speaking Spanish. And all I can think was, if because I see the post, like, there was ICE, was it ISIS or ICE? No, ICE. Sorry, the shot's kicking in. ICE was in Chester not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And all I kept thinking was, if ICE were to pop up and I was right here, what am I going to do? Right? What am I going to do? Let's be realistic. Let's put ourselves in those shoes, because that's where we are.
That's where we are.
That's where we are. What am I going to do? I love my community. I love my people. And I don't want anybody to be treated unfairly or poorly or any of those things. But I have 3 children, 6-year-old twins and an 11-year-old. And I have a husband, and I have friends, and I'm.
How much are you going to sacrifice?
What am I going to do? What am I going to do? That's where we are.
It's not a joke, though. Like, I don't think people really get that.
It's not. Like, what are we going to do?
I'm going to restate this to be clear. There's a certain genocide happening in Gaza. It's certain. And we have reached a point in America where people are being taken out of the country illegally. Illegally. SCOTUS said it. Like a conservative court has said that people are being removed illegally. That is what happened in Germany. What you are doing now is pretty much what you're going to do. And I'm in the same boat, because my instinct is protect and defend. I've said before, If I'm at my school and ICE comes to like snatch a kid up, I'm worried about my response because my instinct is to defend,
right?
But I also have a family here.
Listen.
But we are in a really messy situation.
Listen.
And it's concerning.
We have friends of all different races.
Yeah.
Of all different cultures. And I have lately been thinking very deeply about what I would do in the event that I'm at an event with all of my friends from different races and someone comes to take them.
That's where we are.
Where are we?
Now,
what do we do?
I'm gonna.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna turn down the heat a little bit.
This is the first time I've said this outside. Out loud.
Yeah, I don't want to keep pushing, but y'all need to consider that.
But the thing is, you can consider it all day, but what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem. And I was thinking about, and let's segue this into the goddamn.
Can we segue into China, please? Because they're the
No.
trolls.
I want to segue into the space expedition, the waste of money of these 6 women who went to space, and they want us to be so excited about it.
Oh my God, look at you flying around with no gravity.
And our literal country is falling apart.
You are so amazing for doing that. You're so fortunate. You're so rich and famous. And one day maybe I can be like you, just floating around with nothing else to do with my day. Just no gravity, just floating around.
We over here fighting. We are over here.
Look at Yale in outer space.
And Katy Perry saying, "What a wonderful world."
And I said to myself,
we're sitting here trying to make sure that our Hispanic brothers and sisters don't get snatched up by the damn government.
But why
kids are in debt for lunch and we fighting for them to be fed. We trying to keep it together, and they send these women up to space.
To do what? Like, what's the next step? Are you going to colonize Mars? I don't want to be on Mars. I don't want to live on the moon, but I'm glad you got to see the Earth from far out.
And then they was mad at the backlash. What did you expect, Katy Perry? What did you expect? You're out of touch. Yeah. We are in a crisis right now. Our economy is eggs are $9.
Stop there. The economy, right? The place where I have found humor in all of this.
Christina said it was green screen.
The place where I have found humor is in China trolling the United States.
Yo.
Because
that $36,000 Birkin.
Number one, I don't know if you peeped this one, but this was like number one. If you ever watch a lot of the gangster movies, there's a point in a lot of them where they like the world gangs start to come in, and whenever the Asian gangs come in, it's like y'all took too far. Like y'all don't want that smoke, right?
Because they don't bother nobody.
When's the last time China's been to war? Because nobody wants that smoke.
Nobody wants to.
Now here's the thing. I don't think you caught this. So when I say it back to you, when I say it back to you, it's going to be cold as ice.
Okay.
China's president, he was talking about the tariffs, and he basically, I'm going to say it like, I'm going to say it like I'm a gangster, but he said it, in Chinese.
Say it like I'm a gangster.
He said, I'm paraphrasing, but this is what he said. He said, real calm. China has been around for 5,000 years. We were here before the United States.
And we'll be here after.
And we will be here after. Whatever y'all want to do, just let us know. Let's play ball.
So I would
F around and find out.
I would like to say that the Naj and Jay show, when all shit falls apart, the Naj and Jay show will still be airing, but on ham radio. We will be in a treehouse
with ghillie suits.
Wait, what I say? We'll be in a teepee with a ham radio. Talking about Viva la Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, this has gotten
it's
so
bad, man. I'm joking, but it's really,
and
really bad.
I love that Black folk
laugh about it.
Can laugh about, talk about with the wedding fans at. You know, I love that.
Yep.
I literally go from panic to laughter, because like thinking about the reality of where we are, thinking about all of those small details that we don't want to think about every day, but I have to think about in the event that something happens in front of me because I am a mother and my children need me.
I tell you what, you better be glad I do have kids because it'd be a different ballgame for me.
I guess this will be the time I start working out, right?
Sure.
I guess this will be the time I start working out.
Or just learn how to drive a 4x4 really fast.
We really got to take that gun range trip now.
Well,
we really do. Oh, God.
Should we? What time is it?
Okay, so.
Should we talk about what's happening or something funny?
Real quick.
Oh, no, we should talk about if men were not here.
Yes, so real quick, there was a thing. If you woke up tomorrow and the aliens had taken all the men, what's the first thing you would do?
Let me say this before you go in, because I'm not going to say much here because basically I agree. So have at it. I'll offer my input, but she right.
So I'm going to be completely honest. I thought deep and hard about this. Okay. If all the men were gone tomorrow,
you leave your door unlocked.
I would be walking around naked.
And you leave your door unlocked.
Absolutely. There would be no locks. All the windows would be open. I'd be just butt ass naked, just walking around. That would just be my life.
There would be no war.
I would never wear a bra. I would never wear deodorant. I would be full on hair. I would never shave. I'm telling you, I would be the freest of free that free could ever give.
Okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, if all, I understand what you would lose if men disappeared. I understand, right? But just in this space, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being absolutely unsafe, 10 being completely safe. If all the men disappeared, how safe would you feel?
8.
And what would you be worried about? Like a leopard?
Open in a pickle jar.
Right.
By myself.
But in terms of violence, what would you how much would you be worried about murder? Not at all.
No.
It just goes away. No. Testosterone's a real problem.
Yeah.
If we're honest, you know what I'm saying?
Because we can make our own money. We can build things. We can we do everything a man can do except.
You don't need as much food.
Except lay down the law. that's we can do everything. So.
Well, you can make something to do that too. So.
Yeah, they have things you can buy. So I would feel completely safe there. And it would take out the element of feeling self-conscious because.
But I thought you always took care of yourself because for you. It's not about men. I don't take care of myself for men. I do it because I want to look pretty.
First of all, I ain't never said nothing like that. I take care of myself, but I also know that my husband don't want me to stink. Mm-hmm. Don't want me to be gross.
I don't take care of myself for no man. I take care of myself for me.
Why do you take care of yourself, Jay?
For all vain reasons. Number one, because I want to look good. Number 2, because I want to be strong and healthy and fit when I'm old. Those are the 2 reasons. That's it. I want to be healthy when I'm old, and I want to look good out in these streets. Boom. That's it.
All I'm saying is, if all the men's was gone tomorrow, I would just be walking around naked. That's it. I would just, I would wear all their clothes. Y'all got some comfy clothes.
Yeah, no, we do.
Pockets. Y'all have some comfy clothes.
We got pockets.
Y'all got pockets everywhere.
I can just lift my leg like that.
The sweatshirts, the cargo pants.
Yeah.
I don't care about the sneakers and all that. I don't care about that. Oh, well, no. I do like the, what do you call them things with the hard toe on the boot? What you call them things where it's a boot? Steel toe boots. I would wear them.
That's a Tim.
Tims are not steel toe boots.
They are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. Somebody from the hood chime in. But I would feel open. J. Joseph Taylor, what about studs? J. Joseph Taylor, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Respect to the studs, but don't do that to me.
What do you say?
Girl, what they got vinyl versions of that? Of what? Christina Kelly. What you?
Complete with steel toe and safety features.
All of them?
It doesn't matter. That's all. So my point's
all I'm saying is I would have steel toe boots.
Yeah, you can wear Timbs.
And I would wear sweatshirts and cargo pants and boxers. The loose fitting ones, not the briefs. Not the nylon ones, not them.
Nylon.
And I'd be in the damn woods with the bears.
The bear might try to hump you.
Again, man or bear, I'll take the bear.
Barely.
You're terrible. You're absolutely terrible.
Unbearable.
Oh my God. She said she used to wear them at the auto shop. Dang, wait, I do need y'all for my cars because I need somebody to be able to say, put the air filter back.
No, but I feel like
I'm not paying for another one.
But here's the thing. I feel like if women were the only, if it was all women, that you all would devise some mode of transportation that would be convenient for you. You know what I mean? You'd figure out a way to be mobile in a way.
Well, there are a lot of women who know cars.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
you create a wrench that would like work for your hamstring.
I'm just gonna tweak this fantasy, just a smidge. I would just want some men, just a little pocket of men.
No, you fucked up the.
Just
you messed up the whole concept.
Just a pocket.
No. We're talking about if there were no men. That's it.
I can't.
No. Stop. That's what it is. No men.
All right. Well, as long as I have no libido whatsoever, does that work? None.
But
I am. What do you call it? Barren. I'm barren and dry. Just
listen.
Nothing.
I got some friends. You know what I'm saying?
I will have mind-gasms.
I got some women friends who I bet could like
mind-gasms.
Yeah. Thing when desperation kicks in.
Moving on.
When desperation kicks in, you'd be like, you know what?
But it said when the aliens take all the missiles, is the aliens coming back?
You know what to do with this, right?
And is the aliens packing?
Like, and you know what I need, right?
Is the aliens
like packing? You actually know more than the man what I need. Like, because you know exactly what I need.
The aliens?
The other woman who would be...
I'm not doing this.
You don't have to.
Respect to all of...
She knows exactly what you need.
I'm uncomfortable. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right. Let's talk about what's happening around town.
Bang.
Wait, hold on. I gotta pull it up. The shot is kicking in, y'all.
One shot.
I didn't eat dinner.
Oh, there we go.
Hold on. Done. Where are you at?
Columbus Inn Easter Brunch Buffet.
Columbus Inn Easter Brunch Buffet on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Oh, Easter is Sunday. It is the day that a rabbit poops out an egg and Jesus pops out.
You're going, oh my gosh. And you go to church. That's the thing. You can't say that as a church girl who sings gospel music. What in the world?
I'm going to make a t-shirt. So Columbus Inn is a nice restaurant.
So you know what's weird is I've never been there. And I don't know why.
What?
I've never been inside that place. It's around the corner from my parents. And I've never been there. I don't know why, but for something has always said don't go there, and it's probably wrong. But I've never been there.
I went to brunch this past Sunday with a really bad headache, and the food was not good.
Don't
I'm not going to say who, but
okay, cool,
I'm not going to say where, but it was just not good. If you want to know, I'll DM you.
Yeah.
All right. Bang. So there's 2 flyers for this because Genesis Z is his own person, and he's going to make his own flyer. But he will be performing tomorrow night at the Delaware Art Museum from 5 to 8 p.m. during our print celebration that Jay will be vending at.
No. But yeah, yes.
Yes, Print Fair, Del Art Nights, 5 to 8. So come out. There's going to be a bunch of print vendors selling their artwork. This is a free event. Come out. I'll be there. Come talk to me. Come take pictures.
Wait. Let me. Okay, I know you know.
There will be a gallery talk.
Nah. All right. Sorry. Not sorry. Number one, Genesis is a really good musician.
Oh, Genesis is amazing.
Okay, number one. But on top of
and
that,
he has an album coming out.
Aleem is going to be there.
Samara.
Wait. Aleem Smith is going to be there, okay?
Oscar. What? I'm sorry, you're taking too long.
No, I'm not. I'm actually trying to... This is the place to actually slow down because we know about this and you should really come out to this. So, number one, you're going to have great music. Number two, Aleem, who has just created this whole Air Force One Black AF thing, fantastic. Like, he just finished that and he's going to be there. Oscar's going to be there. I love Oscar's work.
Yes. You have an original.
I have an original on my... I have an original
one
Oscar.
shot.
No. I have an original too. I have an original Oscar on my wall. Number one. Number two. He's the first portrait that I ever took.
Oh.
Number three. He's a really nice guy. Like he's gonna be there. And who else? Samara? You said Samara?
Yep.
Okay. Samara is like number one.
Shakira Hunt.
What?
Shakira Hunt.
You wildin'. So
Connie Madriaga, I think that's how you pronounce it. She will also be there.
Samara is not
only... The
only...
Bridge Art Gallery, all of them.
I'm at the bottom of the totem pole here.
Shut up.
No, it's not about that. Like I've been taking photos for 3 years. Everyone outside of me has been doing it for longer. And my stuff is good. So you have every reason to come out.
Yes, definitely come. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I got my prints ready on deck. And it should be a fun time.
I should wear something printy.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but cool.
I don't either, but I'll figure it out.
Bring prints.
He would actually be a good print dog. He would.
Yeah.
He'd be great.
But it's going to be a dope event, so come out and just even if like
the drinks will be flowing.
Even if you don't want to please buy my art, you know what I mean? But like just come bust it up with me.
He's gonna have his erotic flowers. Y'all can't listen. Jake be taking some erotic flowers. I'll be like, "What? This is flower porn. Get it together." They be dripping. Get it together. He's uncomfortable. Oh God!
Harlem Rhapsody. Thursday, April 17th at 6 p.m. Live music and refreshments. Book talk and soiree with Victoria.
Why do you say soiree twice?
I don't, because I couldn't say it right.
Tomorrow at 6 p.m. live music and refreshments. What else?
Oh, okay.
Everything's happening on Thursday. Celebrate Jazz Appreciation. It's Jazz Appreciation Month.
Oh, we messed up there.
Dang. Third Thursday showcase at Theater N. Kelvin
Quince
and new music trio Ed Dolly on bass and Wayne Wesley on drums.
I'd like to point out something. I think that what happened right there when you were about to say quince is you're trying to do your Spanish and it was like...
Wait, so y'all gotta know, I've been trying to learn Spanish. I took French for like 8 years. So now that I'm trying to learn Spanish, I go to try, and mind you, my French is terrible. I know nothing. My accent is horrible. But I'll go to speak Spanish and a French accent will come out. I don't understand. I'm confused. And
this is why I don't like light-skinned people. They complicate things. And
I am cafe au lait.
That's like, shh. Okay, yeah, sure. Have at it.
Shh.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Best Kept Soul.
Best Kept Soul at the Opulent this Saturday from 8:30 to 11 p.m.
Have you been to the Opulent yet?
No, I do.
We need to go there.
I see their stuff on DoorDash. What? And there's another. So they have like Indian cuisine. It's like Indian soul food, and then there's a new Indian restaurant on 202 right next to Kohl's.
Okay.
You know that what is that complex
Yeah, what a
called?
Red Lobster is.
Yeah, with a Red Lobster.
Mm-hmm. Get your cheddar biscuits. Absolutely.
Them things is good, but you can make them at home now. You get the box set with the cheese.
That doesn't seem
No,
good.
it's good. My mom makes them all the time. They're very good, and she makes them with salmon. She'll do baked salmon.
No. You just complicated it.
No, it's Red Lobster, fish and biscuits. My mom makes fish and biscuits. What is the problem? What is wrong with you?
Nothing.
Move on. What's next?
Let me get there. Oh, yeah. This is
Bridging the Arts. Bridging the Arts is a one-of-a-kind evening that brings together great art, music, and good company. To kick things off, the Bridge Art Gallery will have a guided tour of their latest exhibition while enjoying fine wine and delectable appetizers. Then head over to the Grand Opera House for a powerful performance by the Delaware Symphony Orchestra. This is Friday at 6 p.m. It's $100 per person. Go online and get the tickets. You can't just show up.
I think it's important, and we're going to do this every time the bridge comes up for a lot of different reasons.
What?
They are doing great work.
They're amazing.
They're amazing people. You need to go to the bridge and see the art.
Yes.
Talk to Cheryl and Chris.
Yes.
And get to know them.
Absolutely. They're very personable.
And this
is an awesome thing.
I've never heard of this concept before specifically.
Yeah.
So this is a really unique thing, and you should check it out.
Yes.
Don't just support it.
Check it out.
And if it connects to you, it'll speak to you, and that's it.
Christina said she's having her high school reunion at the Opulent. Nice.
Okay. No, sounds very opulent.
Oh my God. Move on.
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
All right. So that's what's going on.
It.
That's what's going on around the town.
Ready for your break?
I am so ready.
Mm-hmm.
I am so ready to take a break. I am tired.
Yeah.
Sis has been working, okay? And my kids are excited. I'm excited that we started a tradition and we're sticking to it.
Do you think you'll be burnt out by Tuesday?
No, actually, because
look at
because
you.
the thing is, I'm not like overworking myself. Like it's just they're going to be in the pool and I'm going to be on the side.
Okay.
Eating my snacks.
Okay.
So.
My kids stress me out under all circumstances, but great. Yeah.
Well, I like to do fun kid stuff too. So like when I have the time to enjoy the kid stuff with them, I don't get tired. I get tired when I can't be the kid with them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, my kids drain me under all circumstances, even when I'm trying to do the kid stuff. So God bless you.
All right.
You are a wonderful human.
Well, we love you for watching. Thank you for watching and supporting us.
We won't be here next week.
No next week episode.
Yep, spring break, and then we'll be after that.
Yep. And real quick, if you can't purchase somebody's art, share or like.
Hold on.
Their content.
Hold on. And I appreciate that. This is necessary for me to say. I don't want you to buy my art just to support me. You don't owe me anything. And I want you to buy my art because you connect to it. So if you see something that moves you, it's available for you. And you can bring it home, obviously not for free.
So if you like delicate, erotic flowers.
God, dog.
Dripping with dew. Jay is your